Hi everyone, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Phúc, I'm 18 years old and I'm from G High School. And today I'm going to talk to you about education, or more specifically, the problems that we are facing in our educational system right now. So as you all know, education is very important. It helps the economy grow, it makes people smarter, more equal, it does all kinds of good for humans. And because of that, our government realizes its importance and has invested a lot of money into education. And so it would come as no surprise that over the past few years, we've achieved so much in terms of academic performance worldwide, like getting into the top 40 countries during the last PISA test in math and reading, and also at this point right now, almost achieved universal literacy rate. But despite all of these great achievements, we still have a lot to do in terms of bettering our educational system. And I think two of the most major problems that we're facing right now are methodology and funding. So the first and I think the most important major problem that we need to take a look at is methodology. Our educational system is heavily influenced by Confucius theories and ideology. So lessons are usually teacher-orientated and class discussion are rarely an occurrence. Students are studious and passive instead of being active in the classroom and contribute to the lesson. And the hours are astronomically long. Also, with these long hours, you would think that we would learn something about creativity, critical thinking skills, or even logic skills, but that also rarely happens. We usually just learn things by heart and then regurgitate them. So additionally to the methodology problem, I think funding also needs to be taken a look at. And keep in mind that funding here doesn't mean that we're underfunded. In fact, we're very well funded with all things considered. The thing is, the allocation of funding is wrong. And most allocation does have, most funding does have an affinity towards infrastructure rather than teaching methods and curriculum reform. And I have a really funny story about this. Our school, G High School, recently bought 2 smart boards. Actually, it was 2 years ago, but all things considered, it was recent. 2 years ago, they said that it's going to help us learn more and more effectively, but 2 years later, we never really touched the board because everyone was so afraid that they're going to break it. And also, one more thing is that teachers are vastly underpaid in Vietnam. According to my limited knowledge, I think that most high school teacher has a salary of about 3 to 4 million. And with this salary, it's barely enough to support yourself, let alone your family. So most teachers, what they would do is resort to moonlighting. Is basically an act of making money on the side, in this case, extra classes. And what these extra classes create is they give an unfair advantage to the student who participate in it and the students who doesn't. And also they add extra hours into the student's study schedule, which is already really hectic. And also there's a very high dropout rate between in highlands and rural area students because they don't get a lot of funding and the government doesn't really pay attention to them enough. At this point, you're probably asking me, what can we do about this? What can be done? What's the solution? I don't know. I'm just an 18-year-old student who's about to graduate from high school. And, but the one thing I know is that in order to solve a problem, you must first admit that there is a problem. To do anything about it, we need to talk about this more. No one person could fix an entire educational system. So what we have to do is we have to work together to do this. And make a better future. Younger generations are dependent on us, so it's our duty to make it a better place for them. And that is all. Thank you for listening.